Here is all your whole ear that you can grab onto. The auricle is most of it, the whole thing, and then the lobule is the lobe. And I'm not going to ask for
external ears, just anything.
Yeah, so you're really not going to do it. I mean, I might ask the auricle. I'm not going to ask the lobe. That's everybody knows their earlobe. External auditory meatus is the big ear hole. Ceruminous glands line the external auditory meatus, and they make earwax. Remember we were talking about those in lecture a long time ago. Those are them. Middle ear is this area right here. You've got the tympanic membrane, which is your eardrum. It communicates with, or it's right next to this. You see the little snail? But we'll use this big one because it's the same thing but bigger. Oval window is an oval. Round window is round, so that's empty. The eustachian tube is this here. This goes back to your pharynx. There. The ear ossicles, you remember those from the skull? I'm not going to ask them again, but there they are, the incus, the malleus. And then the stapes actually sits right on the oval window. But I'm not going to ask those again, just for reference. Where it says bony labyrinth, that's just talking about anywhere. You see how this is a snail right here? Anywhere where this is bone, that's the bony labyrinth. Inside of there, you have membrane lining it, and that's the membranous labyrinth. And hold on, I'm thinking about perilymph and endolymph until we get to the next part. Back to the snail, the vestibule is the head of the snail. You can see how there's two bumps, two areas, one on the top and one on the bottom.
Where's the head of the snail? Sorry.
This whole area here. So the bump on the top is the utricle, bump on the bottom is the saccule. Inside both of those are sensory receptors called the maculae. And that's that little Pez candy in there. So you're going to see one macula, but there's many, many macula. The snail's ears, the big round ears, are the semicircular canals. And see how they get kind of bulgy at the bottom? Those are the ampullae. And inside of there that you can't see are sensory receptors called the crista ambularis.
So would you ask that as a question?
Yeah, I'd ask that as a question. Okay, now, you see how this looks exactly like this? So this is just this blown up really big, so let's use this for the cochlea. The cochlea is the snail shell part of the snail, and here it is really big.
So that's the whole cochlea.
Yeah, this is one little section of the cochlea just blown up really big. The vestibular membrane is right here, this one. The basilar membrane is right there. Vestibular duct, right next to vestibular membrane. Cochlear duct is the triangular one. Organ of Corti is this. Little bristles sticking out of it are the hair cells. And the short membrane covering it is the tectorial membrane. And then down here you have the tympanic duct. Now, remember we were saying bony labyrinth versus membranous labyrinth? Out here is part of the bony labyrinth. These membranes are part of the membranous labyrinth. So the fluid that's inside the bony labyrinth but still outside of the bony labyrinth is perilymph. So in the vestibular duct and the tympanic duct you have perilymph. So that's how it asks us. If I asked for one of these ducts and said what's the fluid in here, you'd say perilymph. Inside here is inside the membranous labyrinth, so the fluid in there, in the cochlear duct, is endolymph. So that's that. And then for the nerve, the vestibulocochlear nerve, okay, see how this branch is going to the cochlea? That's the cochlear nerve. And then this branch is going to the vestibule, that's the vestibular nerve. And together, they're the vestibulocochlear nerve. And that's it. Oh. Cochlear nerve, vestibular nerve.